gentlemen, we're back with Daily News. I'm Creighton Duke, and today we're going to be talking about scandals with the Bo Bergdahl story. It's totally insane. It's just it's nuts. There's just so much going on right now. So there's a lot I want to get into today. 3 days after the White House inadvertently blew the cover, yeah right, okay, of the CIA's top officer in cabal, President Obama on Wednesday said his administration is committed to effective intelligence gathering and protecting sources and methods abroad. And again, not that this story in itself is that important unless you use it to see how things really work. And at first approximation of this, looking at this weekend, the Bo Bergdahl Army story, who's been in captivity for almost 5 years, supposedly looks like an infiltration operation where you purposely claim you've defected to the Taliban and they don't trust you, so they grab you, then you're a quasi-prisoner, then you act like you have Stockholm Syndrome, then you basically join them, and then you have the dad, with his Twitter reportedly, and it looks like his real Twitter, but it's never been verified, but it's been operating for years, I guess, he's been saying on Twitter how people are going to pay for the death of the Afghan children. Meanwhile, he's sitting there learning their language. He lives in Idaho, and he's totally fluent in that language. He's sitting back growing a beard. It just, I don't know. To me, all I could say is the whole thing stinks to high heaven. That's up to you to decide, ladies and gentlemen. It's all documented. So, with that, I would like to go into the report on these 5 individual terrorists that they're going to be releasing, okay, that are going to probably cause massive terror after they regroup on our country. Obama, you see, he was willing to pay a steep price for Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl. The Guantanamo 5 are dangerous top Taliban commanders, and the group has tried to free them for more than a decade, according to a 2008 Pentagon dossier on Guantanamo Bay inmates. It was disclosed by WikiLeaks. All 5 men released are high risk to launch attacks against the U.S. and allies if they are liberated. Mullah Muhammad Fasol is Taliban's former deputy of defense minister and is wanted by the United Nations for his role in massacres targeting Afghan's Shiite Muslim population. Mullah Narul Anori was a senior military Taliban figure directly subordinate to Taliban Supreme Leader Mullah Omar Nori. Nori led troops against U.S. and coalition forces and is also wanted by the UN for possible war crimes, including murder of thousands of Shiites. Abdul Haq Wasip, former Deputy Minister of Intelligence, at one point he tried to cooperate with U.S. forces in Afghanistan, asking for a GPS system as well as a special radio to communicate with the U.S. military after the invasion in 2001. His dossier says that while he was deputy intelligence minister, he was a crucial liaison between the Taliban and other Islamic fundamentalist groups. Okay, Mohammed Nabi Omari held several military leadership posts for the Taliban. He helped organize the Al-Qaeda and Taliban Muslims that fought against the U.S. troops and the coalition troops in the first year of the war. Nabi maintained weapons caches and supported extremist activities by smuggling fighters and weapons. Nabi maintained strong ties to the active terrorist networks. Khair Awal-Kawali was a former Taliban governor of Herat. Okay, he was considered by the Pentagon's 2008 dossier to be likely heroin trafficker and a major opium drug lord in the western part of Afghanistan. He likely participated in meetings in Iranian officials after 9/11 to help plot attacks on the U.S. forces. The dossier says that the detainee claimed to be a longtime friend of Afghanistan President Hamid Karzai, According to AfghanistanAnalyst.org, Qualiqua is the most senior of the five on the list, and he is one of the fraternity original Taliban that launched the movement in 1994. In other words, he is someone who will still command a great deal of influence and respect among today's insurgents. This week's secret diplomacy was not the first time the U.S. government has engaged with the Taliban in an effort to negotiate a prisoner swap for Bergdali's release. In 2011, State Department official called a series of meetings with Taliban leaders in Doha. At the time, Dianne Feinstein opposed the swap, saying, "These are major Taliban figures. They are not minor people, and they will not be held in maximum security custody. Forget that it won't be Guantanamo, just maximum security custody." So, in my view, there's no way of knowing what they may do and what kind of propaganda they may breed. Okay, so lawmakers suspected the releases Taliban could eventually end up returning to the fight, which that's what we don't want. So what has changed in the last few years? The United States just announced it's winding down of the war in Afghanistan to concentrate on emerging terrorist threats elsewhere. The sudden release of these Taliban commanders, you see, now will end up replenish the diminished leadership ranks of the Taliban. So with that going to say, it's crazy. I mean, get the word out, let everybody know what's going on. It's all documented, it's all on paper, it's all there. They're sitting back laughing at us. These people, they write books about this stuff. It's all out there. So just keep your guys' head up and keep your eyes and ears open. Pay attention to what's going on. This is Creighton Duke signing out for your daily news segment. Thank you. Have a great day and God bless.